Hi, and welcome to the WeCore podcast. I'm your host, Dominique Narciso Kim, and I'm here to help you take your coaching and speaking business to the next level. I'm an entrepreneurship mentor, intuitive life and business coach, international speaker, and author of the book, Live Your New Story. The mission of the WeCore, or the Women's Entrepreneurial Core, is to financially empower women entrepreneurs globally through training, coaching, and community. In each episode, we'll dive deep into the world of entrepreneurship, exploring topics like building a mission-based business, sales, marketing, productivity, money, and leadership. We'll also hear from successful coaches, speakers, and visionary entrepreneurs who have been in your shoes and have achieved amazing things. This podcast is all about giving you the tools and the inspiration you need to succeed. So whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your business to the next level, I'm here to help. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, welcome to episode 16, 5 Lessons I Learned from Living and Working in Australia. So we are currently en route back to the United States with a quick stopover in the Philippines for some vacation time. But I just wanted to hop in here and record a podcast to share with you some life lessons, because I think in these moments of transition, we can easily jump into the next thing, jump into the next into the next job or into the next city or into the next country without really reflecting and integrating the lessons that we learned from our previous few years. So I really want to show you and share with you, what I've learned, because, we, as we get older as humans, as adults, as parents, as business owners, as professionals, it's important for us to become wiser, to do things better, to master our own self-awareness so that we can move into this next phase of our life with more intention and more consciousness. So this is now philosophical Dom, not entrepreneur Dom, but philosophical Dom is on right now, and I'm gonna share some few thoughts with you. The first is to honor life's ebbs and flows. When I came to Australia, it was still the pandemic. It was very challenging. My spouse was working a lot and was actually traveling. was traveling quite often the first 2 years of being in Australia, and I was single parenting for many of those weeks. And what I recognize is that all of my life, I had been pushing myself into this identity of achievement, of, be productive no matter what, like keep going, like keep pushing yourself. And what I've come to recognize towards the latter end of my Australia tour is that, life comes and goes. Like there's moments where you're sprinting and there's moments where you're walking and there's moments where you're just not doing anything. And in particular, the city that we were living in Canberra, life there was very calm and it was very peaceful. And I wasn't used to it. I mean, we were coming from Seoul. We were coming from South Korea. So going from a big, busy, bustling city to a very calm, serene, kangaroos are hopping around, like there's magpies in the trees singing and, all these different birds. It was just like, I went from high speed to kind of like in this zen mode. And it was really hard. It was really hard to transition to that space in I would say at least the first year. And what I've realized is that, we need those moments of calm. We need those moments of slowness, because we're not meant to, like human beings, we're not meant to be producing like crazy, like being crazy productive, like throughout the whole entire year after year. Like life, something's going to give, right? Like our bodies are going to give, our mental sanity is going to give, something's got to give. And so coming to the conclusion that I'm in a time and space and season of my life where, things are pretty calm. And, my biggest responsibility right now is to raise my kids, to raise my 3 girls, to teach them and to love them and to care for them, but to also care for myself and to do the things that light me up, because me being a happy mom is demonstrating to them that they can also be happy moms. So really to honor where you're at, to honor the season of your life. And if you're in that space where you're like, oh, I'm not used to this speed, or like maybe it's too fast or it's too slow or it's something in between and you're not used to it, just give it time. just give it time and be curious about it, and allow yourself to experience that kind of life. All right, lesson number 2, build community through food. I realize that me as an extrovert, having an online business, working from home, solopreneur, it's challenging for me because I love being around people. And because I'm not around people all the time like I used to when I was working in an office, I have to find other ways to create that sense of community. And for me, besides doing my podcasting and my coaching and my speaking and, posting on socials, I love cooking. I love cooking. I love cooking good food, and I love feeding people. I love inviting people over to the house. And so when I have a spare moment and it's a Friday night or it's a Saturday night, I ask my wife, like, hey, who can we invite tonight? And I'll cook up a good meal. And what I love about food and what I love about, inviting people to the house and feeding them is that, when it comes down to it, regardless of, what career you're in, not regardless of what career you're in, regardless of how the day goes, when you are breaking bread with people that you love, when you are breaking bread with people that you care about and that care about you, like that just fills you up. It fills you up spiritually, it fills you up emotionally, it fills you up mentally, it fills you up in so many different ways. And I have found my own medicine, when I'm feeling down, is that it's food, but like food and people that I love and that I care about. And so, if you want to try this out, like definitely building community through food and inviting people to your house and feeding them and cooking and, just communing with others, it's such a great practice to have in your life because, that's so if I ever invite you to my house, you should come. All right. Next up is travel and seek adventure. Being in Australia, we never thought that we'd be in Australia, but it's been so amazing because we've been able to see, just such incredible nature. It's just like the outback, wild animals like emus, wallabies, patamelons. I know all these Australian animals now. Echidnas. What else have we seen? There's so many, a list of different kinds of animals. But we've been able to travel to Uluru, to Tasmania, to Queensland, to all of these different locations. And I think one of the best things about life itself is to go see something new, to go seek adventure, to go be in a place that you haven't seen before. And like when I look at our photos, on my phone, I'm like, oh my gosh, like we did so much. And it's just, it just makes my heart smile because I remember when my wife and I got married, we're like, what's going to make this all fun? Like, what are we going to do? And both of us, we love traveling. We love going to new places. And so one of those big life lessons, especially if you want to gain different perspective, and to really, I need to journal more on travel, but to really admire and appreciate like the beauty all around you. Like there's so much to see in the world, and there's so much to experience, and to not wait to have an adventure. Like if you can have an adventure at least once a year, like go do it because it's going to be so worth it. All right. Lesson number 4 is that rest is also productive. For all the parents out there that are raising kids, or, for all the adults out there that are supporting family members, when you're in that giving mode, you're giving, you're providing, you're supporting, and you're not resting for yourself, like you're going to burn out. It gets so exhausting. And, with our family not being close to family, our family's all in California. It's hard. It's hard to do everything on your own. And I mean, if you were to talk to me like 10 years ago, I'm like, rest. Yeah. Like, I don't want to rest. Like I never rest. But today, like literally, like I love resting. I love sleeping early. I sleep at like 8 o'clock at night. I sleep earlier than my kids because I wake up early, but I value rest so much more now than when I did before, because I recognize that if I'm not rested, I can't, like, I don't show up as my best. So Lesson number 4 is that rest is also productive. And finally, lesson number 5, self-awareness is a lifelong practice. You getting to know who you are, you understanding what makes you mad, what makes you sad, what makes you happy, what makes you joyful, what makes you laugh, like you really, really understanding yourself and really, really being curious about who you are, who you truly are, like the essence of who you are. That level of self-awareness is going to make life so much more vibrant and colorful. It's going to make life so much more meaningful and purposeful because you recognize, you just recognize like, gosh, we're just like a constant work in progress. Like we're never perfected. We have this opportunity in our lives to go after these big dreams or to go after, these goals or these habits or these ideas. We have there's only moments in our lives where we can really go after it. And if you're like in your 30s, 40s, 50s and you have your health, like go after the thing that you want to go after. But it's going to take a lot of self-awareness. Like even me going through this process of, really investing time into building a business overseas and, being a mom full time, like all of it all at once, like it requires me to consistently study personal growth and personal development, consistently study spirituality, consistently study, like what can I do to improve this part of my life, or how can I be still? What can I do to not do so much, right? Like even thinking about resting or thinking about being still, like that requires work for me because I'm in that. I feel like I've conditioned myself to always go without just being. And having that self-awareness to understand when I need to rest or when I need to go, take a lot of action, or when I need to be in a moment of creative chaos. Like there's all these moments now that I know I know what I need when I need it because I have a high level of self-awareness today. Not that I always had it, but it developed over time. And I know that as life continues to, bring good things and not so good things, the ups and downs of all of it, having that level of self-awareness is what helps me get through the hard times and also what helps me celebrate the good times. All right. So I hope this episode really served you well. 5 life lessons from living and working in Australia. Just to give you a brief recap, number 1 is to honor life's ebbs and flows. Number 2 is to build community through food. Number 3 is to travel and seek adventure. Number 4, rest is also productive. And number 5, self-awareness is a lifelong practice. All right, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye. Thanks for listening to the WeCore podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review on your favorite podcast app. Your feedback is invaluable and helps us reach more women entrepreneurs globally. Now, your next action is to join the WeCore Global Facebook group, where you can connect with other women entrepreneurs, get support, and learn from experts. A link in the show notes will be provided. And remember, stay committed to your mission, stay committed to your purpose, and that together, we, women entrepreneurs, make change happen. All right, everyone, have a beautiful rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.